Now, how do I stop the music? What's up, everybody? It's Tyler with Hook Sets Are Free. It is 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on Friday night, April the 14th, 2023. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining in. If you are here live, we got Caro in the house as of 30 minutes ago. Wow. Dax Marshall in the house. How you doing tonight, man? Brendan, yo. Out in the shop doing some pull-ups. I saw that you added a pull-up bar. That's pretty sweet, man. Get ripped. I went to the gym this morning. I would flex for you if I had short sleeves on, but working on my physique as well, dude. I'm with you. Frank, how you doing tonight, man? All right. Adam Odin in the house. How you doing? Good to see you all in here. I am drinking a little Modelo Especial tonight. I've got no bourbon that I'm willing to drink at the moment. I've only got stuff that is a little too nice to be drank at the moment. So I am exercising a little discipline and just drinking a little brewski. As you saw from the title of this video and from the thumbnail, I've got some packages here to open up. I didn't bring my knife down here, so that's a dang shame, but we've got plenty of fish hooks to be able to open up packages with. So while we were waiting on a couple more people to jump in on the stream, I will open the least interesting package, kind of get that out of the way, a small little care package from Discount Tackle. And then we'll get into my monthly unboxing from Discount Tackle and a couple of other packages. I've got one from Tackle Warehouse and one from the HookUp. Some of you guys already know what is in one or maybe two of those packages. I don't really know, but this should be exciting no matter. Dustin Taylor watching in a motel. Okay. Or laying in a motel watching the truck race. All right. Well, right on, dude. So we'll start with the little small care package sent to me and the other brand ambassadors at Discount Tackle. We were kindly requested to represent Discount Tackle when out on the water. Not that we don't already, but wow, got some cool new stickers from Discount Tackle and a hat. All right, so you've already seen this sticker before. Nothing special about that. This, though, you have not seen. This is more of a decal. These are the original stickers. And this is a monster. So that's pretty sweet. Not exactly sure where I'm going to put any of these stickers, but it's nice to know that they are expanding the options when it comes to stickers. DiscountTackle.com. Discount Tackle is currently the primary sponsor for a new bass trail in Oregon. I believe it's called Western Bass Shootout or something of the sort. Let me try and look this up real quick and show you guys, because good on them for doing it. But I think it is local, close to where they're located. So let me see if I can share my screen with you guys so that you can see what is on their website and what they're promoting right now. They posted it on social media today because I guess this Western Bass Shootout, there is a big tournament going on this weekend. Discount Tackle is putting it on. And to go with it, Yeah, you can see here, Discount Tackle signs multiple year agreement as the title sponsor of the Western Bass Shootout. So that's pretty sweet. But check this out. 25% off sale this weekend. So, you know, I'm a sucker. I'll probably get in on some of that because if you notice there, it says Berkeley, Yozuri, BKK, 13 Fishing, Z-Man. That's pretty sweet. So I'll go ahead and drop my link in the chat. If you guys are interested in checking out Discount Tackle, please use my link. I would greatly appreciate that. I did post it in the description of tonight's video, so you can always find it there as well. But here she is in the comments section. All right. Last sticker. I almost don't want to spoil it because it matches my new hat. So you can find these hats on Discount Tackle's website as well. And this is perfect timing because my old hat was so worn out that it had some sweat stains, and also the snapback portion had finally given out and broke on me. I tried to fix it with some super glue, and that worked for about a week, and then it gave out again. So check out this rad logo, Discount Tackle. I am not the type of guy who leaves a sticker on a hat, so I'm just going to take that right off of there. ProFlex adjustable, it says. So I guess it is flexible and adjustable. I do need to make this bigger for my massive 7 5/8 size noggin. So let me show you what she looks like. Not mad about it. Now, I do bend a bill a little bit. Probably won't do much more than that. Wow, this is a super comfortable hat. So maybe I'll wear this for the time being while I unbox some of the stuff from Discount Tackle. And lastly, we got a sticker that matches my hat. Love that logo. Pretty sweet little design on that. So 3 new stickers that are awesome. Jumbo American flag. Whoop, upside down. DiscountTackle.com with that bass on there. And then Discount Tackle with the sunset. Love that. Love that. This is embroidered on there. It's got the Rapala embroidered logo on there. And then this is a stretchy material on the inside. So I am pretty excited about this hat. But I think these go for $20 on Discount Tackle's website. So if you are interested, go check them out. Suppose we got to start with my Discount Tackle unboxing for the month of April 2023. I am excited about the stuff in here. I don't think between this and the Tackle Warehouse unboxing that I've got for you guys tonight, I don't think I have much of this stuff already. And so I am pretty pumped. Woo! All right. So pretty standard. We got the thank you card and an old sticker. I'll just tell you that I spent $69 on the stuff in here. Ooh, baby. Almost wish I wouldn't have looked at that, but I am super happy about what's in here. So let's start with Lucky Craft. We got 2 square bills. Might look typical, like say your normal LC 1.5, which I've got a bunch of them, dedicated box of them. But this is actually the LC 1.5 DRS model. So Not sure if it's labeled on the front there or not, but you'll be able to see on the back this is the 1.5 DRS. So DRS stands for deep rattle sound. And it is a unique knocker type of rattle. So let's get a sound on this. Get kind of a subtle thud knock on that. And I like that. So this is the standard mossback chartreuse color, I believe it's called. It's not even labeled on the pack. No, it's Teal chartreuse. Teal chartreuse. So the Lucky Craft 1.5 square bill, we don't need to talk about it too much tonight, but it has got one of the most consistent actions in a square bill crankbait on the market. I would say it and the Strike King KVD 1.5 are probably the two most popular square bills on the market, and for pretty good reason. The KVD 1.5 and the Lucky Craft LC 1.5 are both silent straight out of the pack. So in recent years, Strike King has made the hard knock version of the 1.5. And as I've told you guys many times before, you can get the rattling 1.5 from Strike King, but it is a Bass Pro Shops exclusive. Now, the LC 1.5 DRS is not a super common bait. I think it's one that has been made for a long time, but stopped being distributed to the US for a number of years and then just came back. And you would notice if you looked on Tackle Warehouse that they retail for a pretty penny. They're not cheap. So let me see if I can find it easily and show you guys what's up. What's up, Matt? What's up, Jermaine? How you doing? Driving to your first tournament. Right on, dude. TN Bassmaster, how you doing tonight, dude? All right, so let me pull up Tackle Warehouse and show you guys real quick. If I can. Now, we're on the wrong screen here. I want to be able to share a different screen with you, different tab, if you will. Here we are. So they make a DD and then they make the standard LC DRS, and you'll see that it ranges from $11.99 to $18.99, and there's not very good reason for that. I think the standard price is $18.99. Some of them are on sale for $15.99. Most are $18.99. So like this TO chartreuse that I got goes for $18.99 on Tackle Warehouse. This is the random $11.99 for an LC 1.0 DRS. But otherwise, okay, I guess the 1.0s are $11.99, and then every other size retails at $18.99. Some of them are on sale right now. So what I wanted to point out is that this is really where discount tackle comes into play big time. And so I don't know if this just recently became available or what, but let's just search DRS. And you can see this is one of those things where all of these baits are the same price. They retail, quote unquote, at $11.99, even though Tackle Warehouse has them for $18.99, or was it $17.99? Either way, yeah, $18.99. And you can get these for $10.79 right now. So they've got two colors in stock, the BE Gill, which is a fantastic color, and then the Teal Green Craw, which I've got here to open for you right now and show you in person. So Teal Green Craw, this is a color that is not really made by many manufacturers. It's a green pumpkin crankbait. Now it is totally translucent, but it's got that orange belly as well as the orange frosted lip. So super cool. Love this color pattern and in that DRS sound. So first two items in this unboxing from Discount Tackle are the Lucky Craft LC 1.5 DRS. And I am not mad about it. Next, I've got two more crankbaits, and these I'm perhaps even more excited about. Let me try and catch up on your comments real quick because you guys are flying at the moment. Bruce says, Dick's has a lot of Yum Soft plastics, 5 packs for $10. Yeah, that's a decent deal. Their stuff retails at $2.99 a pack. So, yeah, that's a good deal, but kind of depends on what Yum Soft plastics you're getting. They've got just enough to where I probably would take advantage of that, but not go crazy, you know? BLM Bass Lures Matter. Love that name, dude. No. Magdraft is not overrated. All right. Okay, next item on the list is a new bait to the market in the last year. New to me as well, and this is the Evergreen Zurich. ZR4 Zeruch. So even more of a green pumpkin color than the T.O. Craw from Lucky Craft. This color is wicked, and they call it Green Pumpkin Gill. Check that puppy out. So you'll see that this bait right here measures 2 3/4 inches. So it's not a small crankbait by any means. We can kind of compare it side by side to the LC 1.5. It weighs 5/7 of an ounce. So 19.5 grams. That is pretty substantial. But this is a bait that was in the works for apparently like 10 years. And therefore, I have my hopes up about the action that it's going to have. Wow, this is a very dense, very heavy crankbait. And I would say it's definitely bigger than a 1.5, but probably not as big as a 2.5. Okay, so there they are side by side. And boy, oh boy, does this feel heavy. It is totally silent. It's got a relatively shallow bill angle and is a rounded bill, but it's, I'd say more of a square bill than anything. I think it's going to come through majority of cover pretty dang well. That is a unique bill shape. Not round, but also not square. You'll notice that it's indented where the hook hanger is so that it can kind of tuck and protect these hooks. The body is such that that hook is going to lay there quite well. Of course, they're quality, sticky sharp, fluorine coated hooks that Evergreen is really well known for. And then it's got that super sparkly bottom finish to it. So Green Pumpkin Gill is the first color. I'm pumped about this. And then this is Magic Gill. Yeah, sorry, Daniel. It does run 4 to 5 feet, or so says the package. I'm sure that you could get it to run shallower if you threw it on 15 to 20 pound line. And you could probably get it to run 6 or 7 feet if you're throwing it on 10 or 12-pound test. But this is a bait that I am very interested in. I don't know exactly where it is supposed to go. Um, Evergreen has a crankbait for each situation. And I am not super familiar with them. So I know one's made for grass, and specifically being able to rip out of grass. One is made for rocks specifically. One's made for wood specifically. I think this is meant to be a little bit more of a hybrid style bait than anything, and was not necessarily designed by the pros, but rather the main lure designer of Evergreen. So very excited about this bait. This is a translucent gill color that is going to change color in the light. So as I put it up to the light, it looks very green to me, but to you guys, it looks super purple. Up to the light, it almost looks a little bit more like what you see, that iridescence of the bottom, but very cool color pattern there. Evergreen is nothing but quality, I will say that. So I did pay $16.14 on each of those, and that I understand is not cheap, but I think Tackle Warehouse has them even more expensive than that as well. So you guys know by now that I like to find good deals, especially when shopping at Discount Tackle. So let's just check. Why did I do that? I wanted to show you what Tackle Warehouse has them on sale for. So we're going to search Zurich, which, by the way, stands for Arm of God, which is badass. So Tackle Warehouse has them on sale for $18.99. As I said, I got it for $16.14. So saved almost $3 on it, and I'm not mad about it. So got that in 2 bluegill colors. They make it in some great colors. This Flash Wakasagi is wicked. I'm sure the Fire Craw is good as well, but even more than that, I like the Pre-Spawn Dynamite and the Olive Crawdad. But I decided to go with a couple of gill colors, and I think that had to do with some feedback that I heard from a couple of the pros talking about it. Maybe it was, Cody Meyer and Brett Height. So you can go check out a little bit of that stuff of them talking about the bait, but I'm excited about it. All right, now what in the world are you guys talking about? Brendan likes the colors that make you up. X-Zone Swammer. I'm not going to agree with that. Not going to agree with that. Not saying it's a bad bait, but why do you think it's the best swim bait on the market? I think there's plenty others that do much more, are not only more versatile than the Swammer, but also have a more intriguing action, especially as a standalone swim bait. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sometimes they don't like the head wiggle, but then why not just throw a Kitech or something of the sort? Whoops. Careful around too much wood with those. Okay. Does good on a few logs, but you've snagged a few. Okay. Appreciate the feedback, Matt. Okay. Bruce says I spent the last 3 days at my brother's pond. 2 days of almost no bites, and yesterday tied on a Chapo and caught 7 in an hour. Interesting. So the topwater bite is on for you, eh? That's pretty cool. All right, and then I only got 2 other things in this package. This is not a new bait to me, but this is a new size to me, and this is strictly going to be a finesse drop shot situation in clear water. So this is the Hazardong shad from Megabass in the ghost shad color. So super transparent. I initially had the Hazardongs specifically to throw on the Okashira screwhead and to throw as a standalone swim bait. But I have heard nothing but really good things about this bait on a drop shot over the past year or so, and didn't really think to employ it that way until somewhat recently. So I had only had a couple of packs in the 4.2 size. This is the 3-inch. It is substantially smaller. So when I've got super clear water and I'm throwing a drop shot, this is going to get the nod from me at least a couple of times this season. I want to try it out and see just how well it does in that situation. But it's almost a totally clear bait with just a little bit of flake in there. And we'll have some iridescence depending on the light conditions. But I mean, look at just how ghosty that is. Kind of crazy. So Megabass is not discounted, so I did pay the full price of $7.99 on those. And then also a bait that I haven't tried yet, but am curious enough to try. And just decided to get 1 pack of them is the new Yamamoto Slinko. So this is a 5.5-inch soft plastic worm. Just a play off of the original Senko, but totally different in that this thing has way more action. And as you can see, it bends all the way over with ease. Now, it is made from Yamamoto's new Super Floater plastic, which in my limited experience, I am a fan of. So it actually has some scent on it, which is rare for Yamamoto, and I'm not mad about that at all. But I have their Ned Senko, and I've got some underwater footage of it and am a fan of it. Their floater material is legit. It works. So you get a heavy salt content, super soft plastic, and yet it must not be as salty or quite as dense as their original formula. So this bait here is made to be thrown on either a wacky rig or, more specifically, a Nico rig. So I just decided to get this in a standard green pumpkin so that I can do a little bit more with it, especially in a wider variety of situations. So as you'll see, there is a specific spot in the bait where you're supposed to rig this thing. Put a little O-ring on here, and then use your wacky or Nico style hook facing up, and then it does have a solid nose to thread a nail weight in, or if you wanted to Texas rig it, you absolutely could. Throw probably a 3 to maybe 4/0 hook on here, and it will go right in that section. So this is the new Slinko, and I will say first impressions are favorable, better than I thought they would be. I was not all that jacked up when I saw this or the Yama Craw come out, but decided to give it a shot. At least the Slinko, not the Yama Craw this go around. Maybe at another time, but not right now. So the Slinko, interesting. That guy was $7.19. So that does it for this month's order. And it was a total of $69.04. 69. Um, so yeah, you get free shipping if you spend over $59. But I'd say it's a pretty good deal for 4 crankbaits and 2 packs of premium soft plastics. All JDM, actually. But I'm pretty excited about it. So, what do you guys think about that little discount tackle unboxing for the month of April? Pretty sweet? Yay or nay? Man, I can't keep up with you guys, especially because you're not talking about what we're doing here. I'm just going to fly past your comments. Yeah, it's almost not worth it for me to read your comments at this point. It's just going to lead to a lot of silence on my end. So, yeah, I think so. At least they do as of now. You know, I was very on the fence about them even after seeing some videos on them and stuff like that. They weren't necessarily on my radar, but I have not tried the Yamatanuki. That is kind of on my radar. I will say that. Have not pulled the trigger on it yet, but I probably will at some point this season. It's just I've got enough cover scats to go around, and well, I say that, but we'll see. Um, I will probably try it this season. So, with that said, let's move to Tackle Warehouse. Adam wants to try the new Yamamoto baits at some point. Yeah, I hear you. Daniel saying nay because he wants some ZR4s. Well, righto then. Get some ZR4s. Did we check the colors that are available at Discount Tackle for the ZR4? I can just tell you real quick. $16.14. They've got all the colors in stock. Ooh, baby. That almost makes me want to buy a couple more right now, you know? Maybe not right this minute. As you can see, I've done some spending this month, but check it out. They've got the whole color line in stock right now. So you can get that Flash Wakasagi. Whoever said that looks wicked. The Cold Shed is a really sleeper color with a lot of pink in it. And then those two, well, all 3 craw colors are in stock. Citrus Shad even looks pretty badass. So if you want, we can watch just a very short little video on this puppy. I'll mute that. But so that you can see the action. Runs very stable, very horizontal. Has a lot of tail kick to it. So it looks like, at least in this video, that they're displaying it fished around rocks more than anything. So not necessarily a wood crankbait like, you know, Matt was saying it doesn't come through wood all that great. But it's got a pretty sweet action to it. And whoa, look how erratic that is when you kind of burn it. Really rolls. So that's probably where it's dangerous around wood. That thing really rolls over. But on a straight retrieve, yeah, that tail kick is aggressive. See, that citrus color looks sweet. All right. So, go on and get you some, Daniel. Brennan, what did you see? Some of the Slinkos or the Yamatanukis on the size? What exactly are you referring to? Or were you talking to Matt? Nice, dude. So you have a single Yamatanuki in your possession? Are you gonna throw it or what? The stink pickle? It does look a little bit funny, that Yamatanuki. Dude, Frank, no worries. But you should keep your eyes on your work, dude. Fueling the buses. Might make your first discount tackle order. Well, if you do, click my link before you make the purchase as you're shopping around. Please, I would appreciate that. All right, on we go to the warehouse of tackle. I don't think much of this was discounted, but I will be honest in telling you what happened, and that is that I placed an order at 6 cents, Jermaine, and then kind of had buyer's remorse within minutes and realized that some of the stuff from 6 cents was on sale at Tackle Warehouse, and that there were maybe a few other things that I wanted to get at Tackle Warehouse. So I decided to go out of my way and cancel the order directly from 6 cents and then build a cart at Tackle Warehouse. Goodness gracious, this is packaged a little too well. What warehouse did this come from? This came from Georgia, so they pack them different in Georgia than in California. Holy smokes. In fact, they wrap tape all the way around the box. Goodness. Come on, man. Let me in. Whew. Let me in. Cold Shadow is one of your favorite evergreen colors? Yeah, it's wicked. Carol likes the cold shad. Nice. You think so? I don't know about the fish having seizures. I mean, I might, but just kidding. I'm on medication to make sure that I will not ever have a seizure again. Okay, so Tackle Warehouse, I spent $85. Some of this was on sale, so I will let you know what I paid for it. Jermaine, are you still awake? Are you still in here? It's Friday night, dude. You should be awake. If you are, I'll open the 6 cent stuff first. How about that? Jermaine, wake up. Jermaine. You Georgians don't mess around. Well, yeah, Brendan. Do you tape your boxes like that? Because I mean, this box, I'm like destroying it because it's taped so well. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, since we were talking crankbaits just a second ago. Oh yeah, Jermaine's driving. Dude, I'm not trying to get you in a car crash, man. The warehouse of tackle. All right. I have not tried this bait yet. Have you guys? This is the 6 cents munch. And I have no idea why they call it the munch 40 because it is not a 40 millimeter crankbait. This is a 2.5 inch bait. It's like a 1.5 size. But what makes this bait cool, you know, Daniel, the knife is upstairs on my desk. So I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream, kind of upset with myself that I didn't bring it down, but I had my hands full with the packages, trying to bring a couple beers and the laptop, all of it. So yeah, don't have the knife. It's upstairs. Dang, sorry to hear that, Bruce. But yeah, you did get lucky. Wow, that's pretty wild about your uncle. Yeah, I'm hoping that my daughter will be done having seizures. You know, will grow out of them in a matter of a year or two from now. But she's got the easy kind. Mine, not so much, but mine are under control. So all good. The munch looks great. Just picked up a munch. Okay, right on, dude. Yeah, well, 6 Sense doesn't use numbers as a millimeter size. Well, why is this called the Munch 40? Is it their 40th bait? Because this bait is 2.5 inches long. So by my math, that would be some 60 millimeters. It weighs 7/16 of an ounce. So almost half of an ounce. 0.4 ounces? Could that be it? I don't know. But regardless, the Munch 40, let's compare it to a 1.5 size square bill in terms of size and see that they are almost the exact same size. So this is a 1.5 size bait, but it's got a pretty loud one knocker style rattle, a little bit higher pitch. And as you can see, it's got a steep bill. This is a shallow running crankbait, and that is why I got it. I am hoping that it's not nearly as erratic as a lot of the other 6 Sense baits, which tend to be either way oversized or just way too wild of baits for me. So anyway, I got this in 2 colors that I like. Again, this is a kind of a bluegill theme tonight. This color is bluegill spawn, and I talked about this color somewhat recently in how this is a color changing color, just like the magic gill from Evergreen. So you'll notice a lot of purples that then when in the light, this thing just turns green. So beautiful color pattern. I'm excited to have it. Shallow diver with a high-pitched single rattle in it. So a little bit louder of a rattle than most 6 Sense baits. And then this color here is Gillikin. Speaking of, Ben Milliken is absolutely smashing them on Toledo Bend right now. I'm sure he's not throwing the munch. He's throwing C25, and he's throwing big baits, glide baits, and occasionally throwing a drop shot and some other things, but he is smoking them and has an 11-pound lead going into tomorrow to finish up the tournament. He is running away with it. So this Gillikin color is almost like a green pumpkin chartreuse style color, which in my waters produces really well. So the Munch 40, new to me, not new to 6 Sense. I want to say it's a year or 2 old at this point, but I'm excited about it and will report back on how it does. Speaking of 6 Sense, let's just keep on that theme while we're at it. Got a couple more things from them. One is the baby whale. So you guys might be able to see that I have some of the whales. couple packs of them. And it is a good bait. It is soft and it has a nice combination of tail kick and head wag that is different from the Divine swim bait that came first. Now check out the clamshell. I didn't even realize that in the whales, there's an individual clamshell for each of the tails that sits on top of the tail. That right there is caring. I can appreciate that. So here is the whale. Originally came in just this standard 4.5-inch size. Before then, they very quickly started producing it in many other sizes. It does run very stable and have that mixture of head kick and tail wag. Like I said, it's got a deep belly slot. It's a relatively soft bait, so it's not the most durable. Does not have a flat top. Doesn't have a hook slit. So this bait runs really well on an exposed jig head, but also weedless if you want to throw it on, you know, a flashy swimmer or on like a 4/0 beast hook. But surprisingly good bait, the whale. And then after they released it, they started producing it in a number of other sizes. So this is one of the smaller sizes. They make it all the way down to a 3-inch. This is the 3.5. Then they make it in a, I want to say a 4 and a 4.5. So in my opinion, a 3-inch swim bait tends to get put into a box for me. In terms of what I'm going to do with it, I'm really going to throw it on an exposed jig head and in super finessey situations. So a 3.5-inch, on the other hand, or a 3.2-inch for, say, a Kitech or a Rage Swimmer or something of the sort, does have a little bit more versatility for me. Now, this does not have an open belly slit, so it wants to be thrown on an exposed jig head, but it's got the exact same tail kick and I presume the same head wag. But look at that color. That's nasty. That's the Ghost Ice Minnow, and I'm pumped about it. So I'm going to leave this one out for a second because it might come in handy. I've got two other things from 6th Sense to show you before we move on. Now, the whale is oily, and I don't love getting it on my laptop trackpad, but it is what it is. Adam, I don't think they missed out, but that is a funny little joke. Maybe Haley Joel Osment could use it more than Bruce Willis. You think it reminds you of a spark shad? Yeah, I would say a little bit. It definitely has more of a taper on the tail. I think it's less aggressive on the tail kick. The spark shad, especially in the smaller sizes, has a thinner tail and much more of a tail kick, but a stable body and does not have any head wag to it. So I think that's really the main thing that differentiates the two baits. Yeah, I mean, I've been throwing the spark shad for years and am a big fan of it, but I've kind of gotten away from it the last season. Yeah, really just last year, a little bit. Just fiddling around with other newer paddle tails. I would agree that the whale looks like a great line through candidate. So while we're I see fishes. I see bed fishes. Yeah, that would be a perfect advertising campaign. Packaging is sweet on the whales. I like how the baby whales are in that smaller clamshell. All right, let's keep her moving. Okay. Boom shakalaka. We've got the 6 cents treble heads. Perhaps I should have gotten more than 2 packs of them this go around, but these were what were selling out rapid fast on 6 Cents' website. And not only were 6 Cents baits on sale at Tackle Warehouse, but they were better in stock at Tackle Warehouse. So I got one in, what size is this? This is the 1/4 ounce in a standard unpainted head. And then this is a 1/2 ounce in a natural shad type of color. So let's go ahead and show you what these are about. And we'll try just threading these on to each of these whales while we're at it. So we've got the 1/2 ounce size in this shad color. I think they only make them in 3 colors, 2 of which are painted and 1 is unpainted. So this is going to go on the big dog. See just how this pairs up. That is a long screw lock. Now I do like that it's got like a centering pin on there, so that's pretty crucial. I'm happy about that. Now, you're not going to thread it on straight away. Wow, that feels heavy on there. But here's what she looks like up on there. Matches pretty well. But what you'll do is, I guess it works fine to thread it on before, but you thread your line through the hole here. It comes out the back of the head there, and you're going to tie on your treble hook. And the nice thing about this line through system is that you can put the treble head wherever you want it. So if you know that the fish are wolfing the bait, you can certainly rig it up closer to the front of the head. Or if you'd like, you can place the treble all the way back here if you're getting fish that are nipping at the bait. So seeing how this matches up, I would probably trim just a little bit off of the head to start out with. I'm a little bit of a nitpicker when it comes to how things pair up and how it looks, but this is a heavy 1/2 ounce, or so it feels like it. So not mad about it, just an observation. Before I purchased these, they were only available in the 3/4 ounce and the 1 ounce on 6 Cents' website, and not even in all of the colors. So that was a little bit annoying. I was about to purchase a 3/4 and maybe 2 packs of the 3/4 and 1 of the ounce. And then when I saw that Tackle Warehouse had them in stock, just kind of changed up my mind. So I wonder if maybe a stiffer body than the whale would be better for these treble heads, but I don't know. Berkeley Ripple Shad. I do not love that bank, dude. Or that bait. No. The Ripple Shad is one that I used way back when and then have not in a long time. So to each their own. If you like the Ripple Shad, go for it, but it is not my deal. Yeah, Jermaine needs to fish the trace, just like I need to fish a couple of my baits that I'm nervous about, mostly big swim baits, but we'll talk about that in a short little bit, okay? So the other size that I have is in a 1/4 ounce. These heads definitely look smaller. So I'll show you the head size difference, which I am happy to see. So the 1/2 ounce is substantially bigger than the 1/4 ounce. I mean, as you would expect, given that they're poured from lead. But let's go ahead and see how this pairs up on the little 3.5. Probably going to mess this up. Might take some getting used to threading these on straight so that it lines up well with the bait. But yeah, I mean that right there looks money. So check that puppy out. That pairs up pretty well. I will say that. Fairly flush. 1/4 ounce head on a 3.5 inch swim bait. Yes. They do make these all the way down to a 1/8 ounce. So I think they make them in a 1/8, a 3/16, a 1/4, 3/8, half, 3/4, and an ounce. You can see that after I threaded that up on there, that you can see the screw lock just perfectly in there, which is hilarious. But okay, we got the baby whales and we got the treble heads, and I like them. I like them. So glad that I did still pursue all of those 6 cents baits, even after I canceled the order direct from 6 cents. But let's move on. Got some terminal tackle. Got a little variety in here. So how about another new bait? Brendan talked about this last week. This is the new Chris Zaldain dangerous swim bait from Bass Mafia. I will say I'm only mildly excited about this bait. I was not like jumping at the opportunity to purchase this bait, but I am curious given the fact that it comes in this 7-inch size. So I asked that question of Brendan on his live stream. He kept giving me all the wrong answers. I guess I wasn't asking a question. I was just saying I'm intrigued because Danny, you got to get out of here. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your night, dude. Enjoy the rest of the truck race if it's still going on. All right. So the reason I'm interested in this is it's a 7-inch freestyle. Okay. Freestyle meaning unrigged. So I like that. I'm kind of mad about how they're packaging these, with all of these stickers on here. Makes it difficult to access these baits, but clamshell is nice for the sake of display purposes, I guess. We've got one sideways and one up and down. Okay, I immediately will tell you that I like this size, and I'm glad that I got it just because it's bigger than a 6-inch mag draft. All right, so check it out, side by side. Side by side. The 6-inch mag draft, awesome bait. 7-inch was a size that I wanted Or really, I wanted them to make the 8-inch mag draft in a freestyle version, but I thought they would by now, and they still haven't. So that kind of chaps my ass about the mag draft. I do not want to take an 8-inch mag draft and take the harness out of it. I do not want to take a 7 or 9-inch mag slow and take the harness out of it, right? These baits are more expensive, mostly because the harness is already in it. I don't want to modify a bait. I like the value in being able to buy 2 unrigged baits and then do what I choose with it. So obviously there's a ton of inspiration from the mag draft coming into this bait, but you get a little bit more of a flat bottom, a super long hook slot on that. Jeez. That's and way deeper as well. Interesting. You get the longer top hook slot as well. So depending on what size hook you're going to use, doesn't matter. And then if you want to rig a stinger hook, this fin on the top is split. So that's pretty sweet. A lot of design features built into the bait. I'm not mad about that. Looks like it should take a screw lock really well, but that flat bottom is interesting, a little bit different. And then, as Brendan mentioned, the tail shape is different on this guy. So let's just compare again side by side. The mag draft is not quite as flat as the Zaldangerous is. And then the Zaldangerous has a much more pronounced rear fin, or a belly fin, I should say. Much thicker as well. And then that top fin is split where it's not on the mag draft. But the tail is a different shape and it's bigger. So you'll probably get a more pronounced tail kick out of it. Now, it could just be bigger because this is the 7-inch versus the 6. So Brendan was saying that he kind of thinks that an upside down mag draft is shaped the same. I don't know. It's not all that different. It's just more of a squared off tail that you get on the Zaldangerous. So interesting no matter. I'm not mad that I got these. Definitely worth a look, but I'm also not going to jump at the, at first glance of seeing these baits. Now, I did just notice, look at this. So the mag draft has a soft-ish tail, but one of the main things about a mag draft is that it is speed sensitive, okay? It wants to be fished at a true medium slow to medium speed. Once you slow it down too much, that tail stops kicking and the head stops wagging. Once you fish it too fast, it starts to roll onto its side a little bit. And so it wants to be fished at a specific range of speeds right in the middle. But this guy, maybe it's because it's the 7-inch and it's got a little bit more tail, but it looks softer. So my first instinct is that you should be able to fish this at slower speeds. And the other thing is, it's definitely a harder soft plastic. So going to be presumably more durable than a standard mag draft. Not that that's like a huge concern of mine by any means, but something to note, I suppose. I've already lost the top of the clamshell. and I'll have to find that later. Got a little excited and ahead of myself. Don't know where I put that. It's got so many different pieces to it. I don't like that. So flip this around if I can figure it out. Place that on there. Slide this back in its box. Close it up and put this stupid cover back on. Doesn't need it. Who cares? All right, so Zal Dangerous, or just the Dangerous swim bait. Decent first impressions. I'm not mad about it. I am not mad about it. I did not have high expectations for that. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit more impressed than I thought I would be. Matt says, compare with the 8-inch Mag Draft tail. Okay. Well, I already put the Zal Dangerous or the Dangerous swim bait away, but I'll show you what the 8-inch Mag Draft tail looks like. Yep. So definitely more like the 8-inch. That makes sense. Thank you for the suggestion, Matt. So, as I suspected, it's probably just because it's a bigger bait and the way that everything is distributed and the fact that there's more plastic in the tail section. It's a longer tail and therefore has a little bit more action, can be fished at slower speeds. So I could be wrong about that, but at least the 6-inch and the 5-inch Mag Draft are much more speed sensitive. So I could have been generalizing a little bit, but the Mag Slow is meant to be fished slower. But thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. Good night for real. You had to chug it? All right. Well, if you're still in here. I'll finish that one and move on to the second one that I brought down. Cheers, mates. Thanks for being in here, guys. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know what you think of some of this stuff. I've got a bit more in this unboxing, a couple of soft plastics, a couple pieces of terminal tackle. So let's just stay on soft plastics. We were talking about the cover scat because we were talking about the Yamatanuki. Here is a bait that I do not have. And I'm curious about it. It is hilarious, though. Yeah, I think the Mag Draft is, I don't want to say more versatile, but I think it's more of a fish catcher than the Mag Slow. Brennan says the Dangerous swim bait. One has a faster tail kick than the Scottsboro 7. Okay. Doesn't roll on you. Not as much head movement, though. Okay. Appreciate it. Both have their place. Well, good on Zaldane then. You know, it's interesting. The Cole Shad coming out, it's like, I think everybody sees a bait hit the market and do really well, and they want to knock it off. And rightly so. That's just what happens in this day and age. So along those same lines, we got the Heavy Poop from Fish Arrow. Another JDM cover scat style bait. So the Heavy Poop, I think, only comes in this one size. And it's like the same price as the cover scat. This is not my favorite size of the cover scat. I definitely prefer the 3.5 to the 3 inch, but I like the 4 inch, the biggest size, the best. So I don't know why I got this, other than the fact that it just is. It looks a little bit different. So just like the cover scat, it is a heavy weighted bait. It's 18 grams for a 3.5 inch soft plastic. So this thing weighs 5/8 of an ounce straight out of the pack. Looks a lot like the cover scat, except for the fact that it looks a lot more like an actual crawdad. Sorry, I don't want to make it look like I'm spreading butt cheeks on here, but it looks like a crawdad with its claws tucked in so that when you twitch this on the bottom, it will actually look quite a bit more like a defenseless crawdad. So, a lot of crawfish baits are made to have claws that flap or that stand up in a defensive posture, right? So think about the new sleeper craw. This bait sits up and has a perfectly defensive posture. This, on the other hand, is the opposite. This is a bait meant to be fished on bottom on a twitch style retrieve. So I don't know if it will walk the dog underwater like the cover scat, or if it literally is just meant to be twitched and will scoot like a crawdad that is fleeing in the rocks, right? And then just kind of rest back down. But this is a slow presentation style bait. Looks a lot like the cover scat with all those dimples on the body, but very different in terms of the butt section of the bait, looking like some pinchers that are together. So interesting. The price is about the same as what you pay for the cover scat. So not a cheap bait. You get 6 in a pack and they're like $10.99. So I only got them because I was so impressed with the cover scat last season. What did I pay for these? Oh, these were on sale. That's why I got them. $8.98. So wicked good deal. Only paying $1.50 per bait for these, so had to get them, of course. Oh, kind of funny. Brendan. Yeah, Brendan, what are you chugging tonight, dude? So it's a fairly heavy poop. 18 grams a pop, dude. I wish the heavy poop came in bigger sizes, but not yet. Cut the claws. Ooh, I might, but probably not initially. Now, a better action, dude, what do you mean better action? It's a do nothing bait. The cover scat and the heavy poop. It is a fast sinking bait, but it has a little bit of action on the fall that is intriguing. But the point is, you throw it out there and let it sink to bottom. The fish will notice it as it falls to bottom, but this is a super slow presentation when you're fishing high probability areas where you know that fish are hanging out, and just the twitching of the bait, moving it just barely, is what gets bites. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like what happened with the Senko when it first came out. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason for why it works, but it does. Cover scat was one of my most productive baits last season, straight up. So I'm not going to modify the bait straight out of the pack right away, but I would agree, Matt. I like the look of it better than the cover scat as well. But I think part of what makes the cover scat remarkable is just how thin the section is between the head and the tail that makes it wiggle and makes it walk underwater. So I don't know. Almost got demonetized there with the heavy poop or what? I don't know what I said at this point. I forget what I said. Sorry guys if I got a little inappropriate on you there. What's up, chicken fried steak? How you doing tonight? Good to see you in here. Brendan's drinking water and doing pull-ups tonight. So right on, Brendan. Keep it up, dude. I got my pump on early morning today. Might take the kids to the rec center, drop them off at daycare, and do a little bit more working out tomorrow. We'll see. Oh, take it easy on the jelly beans. Triggers a flashback for you. What, a heavy poo? Dude, I just saw the nastiest post on Instagram. I doubt I'd be able to find it again, but it was of a hunk of poo that was absolutely gigantic. There's no reason for it to still be in my feed because I did not like it or share it or anything like that. So yeah, I hope I don't find it. But it was a heavy poo. It was a picture of like a nurse carrying a bucket like that a newborn baby would be in, and it was a log of poo about this long and about this big around. Absolutely ridiculous. So let's move on from poop and heavy poop because I only got one pack of those, but that's the Fish Arrow heavy poop on sale at Tackle Warehouse for $8.98 per pack. By the way, I'll tell you what else I paid for all those 6 cents baits because they were on sale. The Munch was on sale for $6.98. So good deal on those puppies. I want to say they retail for $8.99. The Baby Whale, not on sale, $4.99 a pack. That's a good enough deal by itself. And the line through heads, not on sale, $5.99 a pack for the half ounce and $4.99 a pack for the quarter ounce. Okay. Next up, not on sale. I paid the full $9.49 for this dude right here. This is the Bellows Gill in the 3.8. One of my most productive baits for the last 2 seasons. Was definitely my most productive bait 2 seasons ago and would have been again last year had I fished it as much last year as I did the year before. But I still have a handful of packs of them. And this past year, they have started making it in a bunch of new colors and for good reason. So this is just a straight black. And I would pull this out, but it's going to get my hands way more oily than any of the other baits that I've already gotten out. So you can see that there is no flake in there. This is a straight black bait. So I don't care whether you're a believer in black baits or not, but I am. Straight black gets it done in a lot of situations. So when I saw that they were making the Bellows Gill in more sizes or in more colors, I kind of went down that rabbit hole looking, and a lot of them look good, but those are banging. Really good baits. So no, they don't smell like nacho Doritos. They smell like Fritos, but The bellows gill is a ridiculously good bait. The amount of oil on those things is ridiculous. True. I thought your comment said the amount of tail on those things is ridiculous, but yes, um, it's such a good bait. I don't. Do you guys throw the bellows gill? Yes or no? Because 3 years ago, I felt the same way as I did 2 years ago about the cover scat, as I did with the bellows gill. Um, it was one that I knew there was a lot of hype around, but I was skeptical. Didn't really love the idea of it, and then I finally bought some, and I picked them up in the smaller 2.8-inch size and the 3.8-inch size, maybe even one bigger than that. But what I found was this bait is a huge, huge sleeper. And at least where I fish, there's not a lot of people using this bait. And it is really, really effective. Not really durable, but super effective. So once I realized that, I bought some more packs. And I realized that it doesn't matter what size you use, they all get bit really well. But because the durability is not great, the 2.8-inch gets bit by fish of all sizes. The 3.8-inch will weed out a lot of the smaller fish, the Adam Odin fish, the Caro fish. Just kidding. I catch a ton of dinks, but I noticed that I was plowing through the 2.8-inch size, and that really I saw it as a finesse or micro jig trailer than anything else. After a very short period of time of using it, I realized that that would extend the life of the bait and upgrade the size of fish that I was catching with that small bait. But I realized that the 3.8-inch size is the deal with the bellows gill. So that is kind of the size that I throw day in and day out. I don't throw the 5.8-inch. It jumps straight from the 3.8 to the 5.8. So there's a lot of soft plastics, JDM soft plastics that come in these gigantic sizes that I don't yet throw. And I say don't yet throw because I still like to keep an open mind, but um, I don't have the confidence to throw that bait frequently. I don't think I'm going to catch numbers on it in my bodies of water. And they're pricey, right? So initially, I bought the smaller sizes because I felt like, oh, the value is better for how many baits you get per pack. But then when I realized that the durability is low and that fish eat them so well, I kind of settle on that middle size, right around a 4-inch. So that is the deal. They make molds for them. Interesting. So let me go back because I definitely missed some comments. Yeah, I have the Thunderhawk ones, but those are made from an Elastec material. Not at all the same bait. Okay. Looks exactly the same, but the material is everything. The scent might matter as well. Dennis, I fish the bellows gill weightless. So believe it or not, weightless has been the most effective for me on a weightless Texas rig on a screw lock with a 4-aught hook on the 3.8-inch has been kind of the ideal for me. A screw lock will extend the life of the bait, not blow the nose out nearly as quickly. You can throw it on like a 4-aught owner beast hook. That would be great too. But I like the bait to fall horizontally. It does have an intriguing action on the fall, and it just has a presence in the water that is remarkable. So it's a slow moving bait. I don't swim it through the water very much, though it does have quite a lot of tail action to it. This bait wants to be rigged horizontally. So, on this tiny little 2.8-inch size, you'd need to use a 1/0 hook so that you're not burying it all the way back here. The 2.8 takes a 1/0. The 3.8 will take a 3/0 or 4/0. I typically throw it on a 4/0. And yeah, throw it weightless. You can Texas rig it. You can throw it as a jig trailer. You can throw it as a chatterbait trailer. I don't recommend doing that just because you're going to run through baits like crazy. And there's so many good chatterbait trailers on the market that have a similar action as it is that I don't think the bulk alone makes it worth it. But weightless Texas rig for me. What did I miss? What did I miss? Sorry, guys. Black is a killer color. Agreed. Solid black worm. Yeah. Makes you crave popcorn. Yeah, agreed. Okay, you guys were talking about something else. So I already addressed that, Caro. The Thunderhawk, I forget what it's called, but I picked up 2 packs of those. They're made from an elastic style material that is super durable, but because of that, they float. They don't want to be fished weightless. They can't really be fished weightless unless it's on the surface. So you do need to Texas rig them or throw them as a jig trailer, or maybe on a drop shot, but it's a totally different presentation. And therefore, where it was made to be a copycat bait, it does not copy the action. So it's not the same. Brendan, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I like the formula of plastic that Geek Crack uses, and I like the color selection that they have as well. So no worries, but thank you for offering. Yeah, good point, Daniel. A free rig is also a favorable way to throw the bellows gill. Yeah, I'd like to throw the bigger size on an owner flashy swimmer. That I'm intrigued about is really just throwing the whole thing on a flashy swimmer, just kind of ripping it up and then letting it flutter to the bottom with the blade trailing behind it. I think it was Shan O'Gorman, aquatic biologist, that fishes the bellows gill like that, is specifically in the 5.8-inch size. So, yeah, not a chatterbait trailer, but underspin. Adam, I did try it last year. Didn't love it. Ray, my brother, how you doing? Got the Hypermag? Nice. Yeah, well, it's hard not to love a Tatula SV, dude. I mean, I don't even know why you'd go with the Tatula Elite. Like, the SV is so good. It's been my favorite reel for the last 3 or 4 years now. Absolutely love it. Brendan, I know. I honestly think you could do anything. Didn't I call you? What did I call you? What did I call you? Something very flattering. A prodigy. I called you a prodigy. I think you're a bait making prodigy, Brendan. I think you could do anything. You could match colors. You could match blend. You could probably match scent. You can do anything you put your mind to, Brendan. Um, but you guys know that I have an addiction to baits. I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm going to keep getting stuff. I'm going to keep buying new stuff. And I'm going to keep stocking up on the things that I have. I don't need 100 packs of bellows gills. Let's just be honest. So, a few more things in this Tackle Warehouse unboxing. Not a lot. Not a lot. 4 more things in here. So I got 2 skirts, 2 packs of skirts. These are both from Skirts Unlimited or fishingskirts.com, however you want to look at it. First is in just a very standard, like green pumpkin purple color. Nothing super special about this. I had some ideas of what I wanted to put both of these color skirts on. And I like the skirts that this company makes. Tackle Warehouse does sell them. So, oh, shite. I'm pulling them all out. That pisses me off. So, these tabs are super thin skirting material. I like that. Perfect for finesse jigs or really whatever you want to put it on. But this is a green pumpkin purple, I believe. They call it glimmer. No. That one they call amber pumpkin purple. Okay. And then this color they call glimmer purple satin shad. Oh, baby. Glimmer purple satin shad. So both of those were $2.99 for, I want to say they come like 10 tabs to a pack. And then I got a pack of treble hooks. These are the decoy. Why did I get these? I thought I got the quads. Why did I get the decoy? Oh, they gave me the wrong hook. That chaps my ass a little bit. So I did order the decoy double assist trailer hook, which I was excited to use with the treble heads and or just on the Zaldangerous, to be able to use as an assist hook. But these are a decoy treble hook. Initially, I was going to get a decoy quad hook, and then I opted for the assist double hook. So do I really want these treble hooks? No, that kind of pisses me off. Whatever. It's a size 3 hook, so I'm not all that mad about it, but I'm not happy about it. All right, guys, I got to pee pretty bad, so I'm going to mute you. You guys chat amongst yourselves. What a mess it is in here. Holy crap, I just tripped over like 5 different things as I was walking in here. It might look relatively organized, but it's not at all. Guys, have you hit the thumbs up button? I can't see how many thumbs up are in here, but if you haven't, do it for me. I've got just a couple more things to show you. One more from Tackle Warehouse. And this is random, right? I don't do this, but picked up some Do It Molds blanks of the OSP. So they call it a semi-flat side coffin bill, but destroyed that, but who cares? I kind of want to compare this side by side with the real deal if I can find it. I don't know if I have it easily accessible, but this is just a straight knockoff of the OSP Blitz. Okay. The honeycomb, the weight placement, especially in the bottom of the bait. Very interesting. So I don't know. It's not like my hopes are super high with this, but 5 to a pack for $11.99. So does it rattle at all? Not really. One of these weights is just ever so slightly loose. No. I think you'll hear the hooks more than you hear the rattle in it. So, you know, it does have the bill wrapped so that you can paint this. You know, it's got saran wrap wrapped around the bill. Now, it's not the cleanest wrap job, but it'll do the job if you're going to paint these up. And I don't airbrush, so who knows? I will probably use some nail polish and other things on a couple of these, and maybe I will use the other ones just straight up clear like this. I don't know. This was a totally random purchase as I was browsing through Tackle Warehouse, seeing that they sell these Do It blanks and that was a straight knockoff of the Blitz. So I decided to get it. Ray says, why Elite? Well, I've been speaking to Daiwa all day. Again, the SV is great for 1 ounce and under, and for pitching, skipping, and flipping. For casting long distances, the Elite is made for that. Steve's first, Zillion second, Elite third. Yeah, I believe you. I did pick up a Zillion in the off season, so I do have one of those. I will keep you guys posted as I start to use it. But yeah, I hear you. I believe you. But the SV is just so good. And granted, I have been using it for crankbaits mostly and lightweight crankbaits, and it casts like a dream. So I imagine that the Elite is good, but you know, you can ignore what I'm saying, especially since I got the Zillion, right? Yeah, Matt, I think it might perform pretty well as well. So I don't know. Oh, Brendan, you got some of the eyes? I might have some eyes that fit it, but I'll have to look around. If I don't, I might take you up on that. All right. Oh, stop it, Ray. Yeah, I've got a zillion baits, a million zillion baits. I do have a Lose KVD reel. In fact, I've got 2 of them. I have one that is either lightly used or not used at all at this point. I'd sell it to you if you want. Hit me up offline. It's a good reel, especially for the price point. I do like it. Interesting. All right, so last item to unbox. Last box to unbox, but there's only one item in here. You guys already know what this is. Don't say it out loud before I open it because I'm excited. Brendan, don't say it. Last but not least at all, from the HookUp tackle, I decided to pick up the Tiny Clash in their custom run color called Sake Bomber. Okay, this is the low float in the Tiny Clash. So I don't have a ton of experience with the Tiny Clash. I've got one of them to my name in the Joy Thief color, and I do have a Debo knockoff in the Tiny Clash in this baby bass color, neither of which I have really spent any time with, but that is going to change very soon, especially once the bass start moving up shallow, and I'm going to be fishing around tighter, more isolated pieces of cover. So I am super excited about this. One, because now I've got two different colors of it. And so to me, that does two things. It's going to give me confidence to throw the bait to where if I lose it, it's not the end of the world. And two, it's going to lead to me feeling like I have my bases covered a little bit more in the way of color schemes. So the Joy Thief going to be more of a sunny and slightly more clear water conditions. And then the Sake Bomber going to be a little bit more for cloudy conditions and slightly stained water, but also awesome for clear water. So, I mean, what a wicked color pattern this Sake Bomber is. I've got this in the Teckle Kick Knocker, and I think they knocked it out of the park. And I hope they will continue to make more baits in custom runs in this color. So again, this is the DRT Tiny Clash, which is the smallest in the family. You know, they also make the Clash 9 and then the Joker, which is a totally different bait. So as you go up from the Clash 9, it's not exactly the same bait. But the Tiny Clash is a, 6.6 inch bait and like 3 ounces. This is a rather manageable bait. Has so much Japanese on the packaging that I don't know for certain what the weight is on this thing, but it is super manageable. So can someone help me out and tell me what the weight is on the Tiny Clash? For me, the Tiny Clash is just a bit more of a bite-sized presentation and one that I am going to have that much more confidence throwing in all of my bodies of water. But it is a silent bait aside from the hooks. And as everybody should know by now, this is a highly customizable bait. So the tail comes out and will swap out. So there are multiple modes to fish this thing. So as is with the bill in, this thing will crank down but have a somewhat stable action. And with the tail up like this, it won't dive as deep as if you flip the tail upside down. And then when you take this lip out, it becomes a choppy style glide bait. So this is most likely how I'm going to fish it more often than not, is with the lip out. Tail up, probably. That I'm not totally sure about the orientation of the tail. They also make a few different variations of tails, a V style tail, maybe one or two others. But Brendan says you need to flip the tail. So with the lip out, I need to flip the tail. Two ounces. Okay. 56 grams, 2 ounces, not 3. So pretty lightweight bait. Could be thrown on. Okay, yeah, you're right. That looks right straight away. So tail flipped so that it's facing down, and lip out is going to be how I fish this thing the vast majority of the time. As you can see, golly, those hooks are sharp. The angle on this joint is super steep. This is really meant to be a very choppy style bait when worked on a glide style retrieve, as opposed to a crank down. And that is how I envision myself using it most of the time. I just cut myself, so I don't really want to get blood on this bait right now, but I'm really excited to have this bait. And because I've got 2 of them now, technically 3 with the Debo special, which is it's a knockoff. I think he gets them from alternative lures. But with a few of them in my possession, I'm definitely going to put them through the paces this year. And worst comes to worst, I lose them. I lose 1 or 2, and I'm out $100. It's not the end of the world. So I need to adopt that mindset and know that. Well, I know that a lot of swim bait people, Mike Gilbert especially, but a bunch of swim bait people say that you need to treat a bait like it's already lost before you even start fishing it. And you need to have that confidence to be able to put it where it needs to go so that it can be most effective. So that is my intention. And, sometimes it's easier said than done, right? Jermaine would be having a heart attack right now. Might be if he's still driving and listening. But yeah, the Tiny Clash is $100 bait. I don't know exactly what I paid for it. Of course, they don't even tell you. The hookup loves to just not tell you what you paid. So that's cool. But it was like a little over $100 after tax. So anyway, I'm excited. And I knew that Brendan was going to say something about needing to have the K9 instead of the Tiny Clash. Why, Brendan? Please explain. That's a fair point, Matt. Use the Debo knockoff first, just in case he gets snagged. And if you do, then don't throw the original out in that same spot. And if it comes through clean, then whip out the regular TK and throw it. Well, overpaid is relative, Daniel. I think we all buy stuff that we're excited about and then don't fish it for one reason or another. Does that mean it's that we overpaid for it? If I just so happen to to not throw the Zurich? Did I overpay for it? No, not necessarily, right? Um, did I overpay for the Spro Rat 50 when I haven't thrown it nearly as much as the Rat 40 or 30? No, it's just a confidence thing and a probabilities situation. You know, at first I didn't have the right setup to throw it, and then I was just having so much success on the 30 and more specifically the 40 size rat that I didn't throw the 50. Uh, so I don't know, right? The same could be said about those of us who stock up like crazy on the baits we get confidence in. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself owning, you know, 25, 30, 50 Megabass Vision 110s. Did you overspend on those when you're likely not going to throw them all? No. Brendan says the K9 and the TK are different baits. I like the K9 for gliding and the TK for cranking / dead walking. Yeah, well, that's fair, but I intend to use the TK more for dead walking, maybe some for cranking. I'm nervous to throw it like that, but not as a traditional glide bait. You know, I fully intend to throw the slide swimmer as more of a traditional glide bait. I'm excited to get to know the Arma joint this season. So, you know, and same goes for, you know, maybe more of a traditional glide bait, the iSlide. And there's a handful of others, right? I mean, I did throw the Bass Pro Shops XPS Swerve in the bluegill color recently, and was pretty dang impressed with it on more of a traditional glide style retrieve. So I don't necessarily feel the need to get a standard Clash 9, especially when it's meant to do something different. So I intend to use the TK as more of an erratic style bait around tighter cover. And I am excited about that. Oh, Dave, sorry to make you doze off, brother. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you for stopping by. Man, I just missed a bunch of your comments. Sorry about that. Matt says he thinks it catches about the same fish. Bigger presence with the K9. Yeah. The roll lip is a good lip for the K9. I am not even familiar with the roll lip. Adam, the Rat 40 only weighs an ounce. So it's a much more manageable bait. Where are my rats? Are these only ploppers in here? Wake baits? I don't even know where my Rat 40 is right now. I thought I had two of them, but the Rat 30 is like a half ounce and the Rat 40 is an ounce. It's kind of like the difference between a Whopper Plopper 90 or 75 and a Whopper Plopper 110. I think that 40 is just the right size. Super manageable on a variety of different setups. Whereas the 50 is like a legit 2.5 ounce bait. Needs more of a dedicated swim bait setup. whereas the 40 size rat does not, and it gets bit really well. The 30 is smaller, and the I think the 25, if that's what it's called, the baby size is too small. It's really more of like a multi-species or trout style bait. Transfer tail to make it glide better. Okay, fair enough. Did you just mention 3 different tails? I don't It's hard to keep up with all of it. TK glides well with the new transfer tail. Hmm. All right, guys. I think that is going to wrap it up. We're coming up on 2 hours tonight, and we unboxed a crap ton of stuff tonight. If you do the math, all of this stuff cost me like 250 bucks. So, for those of you guys who bought a Doom Rider from 86 Baits today, let's just say, including the tiny clash that I just opened for you and all the stuff that I got from Discount Tackle and from Tackle Warehouse. Bunch of new stuff, bunch of JDM stuff, a bunch of soft plastics, as well as crankbaits and terminal tackle. I mean, come on. So, not hating on the Doom Rider by any means, because I'm sure it's a sweet bait. But as I said, I've already got my hands full in terms of swim baits that I need to employ this year. Ray, I don't need you to give me a hard time about having too many baits and not fishing them. I fish as much as I can. I fish when I can, and I fish what I want to, whether it's either a confidence bait because I'm desperate to catch fish or a new bait because I want to explore. I want to get to know a bait. And if I catch a fish on it, then all the better. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It's been fun. I agree. Dope baits for sure. Well, bass lures matter. So, yeah, we've all got the same addiction, dude. Habit, addiction, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, you need not feel bad. Now, do I spend $250 every month on baits? No. I usually spend between $50 and $100 on baits. Um, Sometimes not even that. Okay. I look to the side and kind of roll my eyes because that's probably not true, but I definitely don't buy this much on a monthly basis. That is for sure. A good market research thing going on. Well, do tell what you mean more about that. But either way, guys, if you want to buy any of this stuff, especially the things that I got from Discount Tackle that are cheaper at Discount Tackle, the DRS Lucky Craft 1.5, that is likely to go up in price. The Xeric from Evergreen, if you want to buy that a little bit discounted, go to Discount Tackle, use my link. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys. The chat is my consumer base. Somewhat, yeah. I am going to create a website, start posting some blog articles as well as my giveaways there. Might make you guys plug in your email so that I can send out the giveaway via an email list moving forward. And I know, guys, I know I'm horrible with giveaways, and I do have the 2 sleeper craws sitting right here needing to be posted to be given away, but I've been a little bit hesitant because I want to create my website, and yeah, that's probably just going to take too long. So I do need to just go ahead and give them away. But thank you guys for the support. Thanks for hanging out. Hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do me that solid, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.